Good afternoon. Welcome back to the east side of Nashville or the Donaldson neighborhood. This is where they have the EF-3, high-end EF-3 damage. Estimated winds, the preliminary estimate, 160 to 165 from the Weather Service. We still don't know if it was one tornado or two tornadoes that went through Nashville, Mount Juliet, Lebanon, and then out to Cookeville, where at least 18 were killed. But you can scan the horizon, and there's a lot of damage. We talked to Hunter Briley earlier. Was in that house over there, and he went to the basement, and he and his wife and dogs came out okay. And we've got the owner of this house, Stephen Davis. House is in better shape, but Stephen, we appreciate you joining us. And tell us about what went down early yesterday morning, where you were, and how you found out about the tornado.
We were in our bed asleep, and my wife went screaming about 12:30, 1 o'clock. And she woke me up from sleep, and when I looked out the window and seen that everything was in disarray through the house, I opened my front door and I looked and I saw Hunter's house across the street. So I knew that we'd had a high-end tornado.
So you basically slept through most of it, and your wife woke up screaming and woke you up after it had gone by.
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's go in the house. We're showing everybody at home. Now, you were down the hall here, and Rodney Hall is our photographer. Now, that front room took a big hit, but you were in the back right. That was in the bedroom, and it's amazing because just through the window is the Donaldson Christian Academy, and that part of the school was a total loss, but your window didn't even get blown out in the bedroom.
Not that one, but the rest of them did.
And so you came out to the front door and then saw all the damage. And of course, as we know, these things are here and gone in sometimes less than a minute.
Yeah, it was less than a minute.
And the kitchen, but you said you have a little structural damage up here in the front corner.
Yes, sir.
So you're not sure if they're going to have to take the house down or rebuild it?
I don't know. We're supposed to have insurance adjusters come by today or tomorrow or Friday, so maybe they'll know what's going on.
And how's your wife doing?
She's okay.
Yeah.
She just, I'm trying to say, she don't like it. She's very emotional right now.
I can imagine. Yeah, it's a tough thing to go through. We'll come back outside and show you what I'm talking about as far as the damage, Steve. Now, that minivan you had just purchased, and that was sitting over here on this side, correct?
Yes.
So it got picked up and carried over there.
Yes, and the truck got turned around.
Right.
And my trailer got...
Where was the trailer? I saw them pulling it earlier.
It was right here where the back end of the truck's sitting.
Wow.
And it flew over to that other house.
And then you came out here right after the tornado hit, and what did you see? It was still raining.
And I saw Hunter's house like that, and I immediately called him because he lives across the street from me.
Did he answer his cell phone?
Yes, he said everybody was fine. We're down in the basement. We barely made it to the basement. So.
Okay, well, Stephen Davis, we appreciate your story, and thanks for joining us here.
No
Although I'm glad everybody's okay. You'll get the house rebuilt.
I hope so.
Yeah, okay. Let's come back. You're welcome, no problem. Come on back out here. We'll, again, continue to show you just the incredible turnout by the neighborhood, the volunteers, friends, and family members. Once again, we showed you this earlier. This is one of the chassis from one of the school portables that blew in from the school. Now, this is the worst part of the damage at the Donaldson Christian Academy. But it is a big school, about 1,100, over 1,000, 1,100 students we were told earlier. Then you come around to the back here, and a lot of the back end of the school is in pretty good shape. There's a hole in the roof, and look what they're doing. They're carrying out these big pieces of this tree as they cut them up and try to get this cleanup underway. Now, fortunately, we've had great weather yesterday and today, not a drop of rain, and that's all staying to our south, and it will stay to our south, so the cleanup will continue. They just keep piling it up, and eventually the city of Nashville will come out here and get all this out of the way, and at that point, they can start the rebuilding process. A lot of these homes will have to be taken down, and they're going to have to get the power poles back up. So all the power poles out here are pretty much sheared off. I see one in the distance, that's it. But other than that, all you see is sheared trees, houses, either total losses or near total losses, and a lot of volunteers out here with the chainsaws today here in Donaldson on the east side of Nashville. High-end EF-3 at this point. We still don't know. The Weather Service hasn't determined whether it was one long-track tornado or maybe a couple of tornadoes. but we've got 3 occurrences of EF-3 damage, including here in Mount Juliet and also now in Cookeville. That was in Putnam County. That's about an hour east of here on I-40, where they had at least 18 fatalities. We'll come back and show you more of the impacts here from this tornado. Mark Elliott will have more on the severe threat, which continues along the Gulf Coast at this point, and also a flash flood threat across the Deep South.